All right, why don't we bring up...
Sick gentleman, huh?
It's about time. Well, those guys were crazy, weren't they? I told you what to maybe expect. Bill Torres and Mr. Edwards over there. Eric Edwards doing a fabulous job here of really making us crack up to an extent. Let's see. We need a change of sex here a little bit here. We have Mr. Jay Bernard coming up in just a while. Let's shake him a little bit and get him ready to get cranked up here.
Yeah, get the Dogman in a good
Dogman will be up,
too.
but we have that favorite band, the group, the band itself. It's not called a band, it's called a group.
A group now. It's the 90s.
Yeah.
Now
The
they have
90s?
like detergent that you can spill back in the container with the big lip so you don't lose it all over. Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, but breakfast cereal still doesn't have a Ziploc bag. That upsets me. Yeah, you got everything going on there. Yeah, the Mere Mortals coming tonight.
They're here already. So we'll be setting up for the Mere Mortals in just a second. What do you say we bring up to the stage the hilarity of this female, indeed, Bonnie Costalucheo.
Bonnie Costalucheo.
Hello. I know my problem is that I lack confidence, but sometimes I'm not so sure. My name is Bonnie Costalucheo because I used to be married to an Italian, but I'm not Italian. It didn't last, but he was an incredible lover. I ask anybody. But it was a really passionate relationship. I just wish I could have been a part of it. By the end, the only real intimacy I had was with spaghetti. You know, when I grew up, my father was like an artist, an intellectual, a communist, and he used to sit at the head of the table and read books and recite poetry and like, with rheum my heart is laden, for golden friends I've had, for many a rose-lipped maiden, for many a light-foot lad. That's how I grew up. And then when I got married, they put me at the head of the table, and I thought, God, this is incredible. Then I found out it was because I was so short, they could watch the ball game over my shoulder, you know. Said, you dropped the ball! You dropped the ball! I said, pick, what's the matter for you, my Legend American? It was weird. It was strange. But I got my master's degree from USC, and you know, I was studying the difference between like the confessionalists and the deep image subjectivists, and then it was like the cosmetic counter with obsession and poison, and now it's the kitchen with Pine Sol and Lysol, and they all taste like shit anyway. It doesn't matter. You know, I'd have to take my shoes off to go to my nephew's house, you know, because they'd be worried you'd get the floors dirty. You know, as my house, it was the reverse. You know, you go into Bonnie, wear your boots, you know, get your shots. There's roadkill on those floors. It's disease and famine, you know. You couldn't eat off my floors, but hey, you know, you could plant on them. You know, I was 30 years old before I realized that that stuff came off the sink. It was hard. It was hard for me. Nothing could have prepared me for that. Well, I'm not married anymore. I'm a single parent, and I have 2 lovely daughters, and I have to be mother and father to them, and I don't know whether to shave or not, but there's lots of problems. And I started dating again. My shrink told me to stay away from one-night stands, and I said, hey, you know, if the guy's going to split after you sleep with him, you know, what difference does it make whether it's after the first date or after the 5th date? And he says, 5 free dinners. I said, then that's true. That's true. That's really true. And I started dating this hypnotist. He didn't have crystal balls or anything, but he did have a glass eye. But he was the best lover I have ever had. And he took me to this hypnotist meeting, and I don't remember much what happened, but when I left, I felt really refreshed, and my bra was on backwards. I am a child of the '60s, but I forgot to do drugs, and here we are, you know. I've been doing some teaching, and that's really weird, you know, like the schools today are so bizarre, you know, to be like back in Los Angeles where the only decent parks are for dead people, you know, and my kids go to a school that the playground looks like a parking lot and Forest Lawn looks like a country club, and it's not right. It's just not right. So you're in the schools and you say, you know, where do you get the term capital punishment? The kid says supercuts, you know. That's what's happened to education. You know, nowadays everybody wants to be an actor, wants to be in show business. When I was growing up, everybody wanted to be a teacher, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm waiting tables now, but, you know, I heard there's an opening at Belmont High School, you know. I wonder if I'll have to sleep with the principal. Yeah, schools have changed. It's tough. It's really tough all over. You know, I go to teach the kids, and they say I lost my whole family in a drive-by shooting. My mother, my father, my sister, my brother, the whole family. You know, what are you supposed to do? And then to come back home and be a single parent, you know, and the kid says, I lost all my makeup in a drive-in theater, my mascara, my blush, my lip gloss, the whole Clinique promotional, you know. That's tough. I can't do my homework. I just got my fills. It's tough being a parent, a single parent. And you take it home with you, too. Teaching's not the kind of thing you can put aside at 3 o'clock. I was on a date the other night, and the guy says, you know, come lay down next to me, Bonnie. And I said, all right, but, you know, it's lie down, John. And that's it. Thank you.
Give a big hand for Bonnie. Costalucheo. Ow! Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to bring another comic up for you now. Bill will get ready and come up on his way up. Yeah, they were talking before about, you know, funny and what's funny, what's not funny. I don't know. I had a dream last night. I dreamt that Bree Walker was hitchhiking, and I picked her up and got a hand job. Okay, thank you. While we're here in that Sixth Sense, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to a very funny man, Mr. Bill Small. Here he is, Bill Small.
Thanks, Todd. John. I'm Bill Small. I am white, and I'm a reader. These jokes just in. No, my name's Bill Small. It's kind of stupid. Everybody in my family's pretty big. And it's a rough name to grow up with. You know, my folks, I'm glad it's Bill Small. They could have named me Penis. Of course, then I would have had to go into the military, and, yeah, those guys are a bunch of jokers. Hey, let's hear it for them, you know. Cheap applause. They did a good job. I'm glad I wasn't over there. I was born in a small town, kind of funny, Schenectady, New York, upstate. The kind of place everybody from my hometown would fit right in here probably, but it's the kind of place where if you get a haircut and a new shirt in the same week, there'd be like a press junket gathered on the lawn and take them weeks to run along. And I moved out here, and you know, if I wake up Monday and I don't have any fresh tattoos or a crack habit, you know, I'm really happy. Ready to get out there, maybe get out on that freeway. You know, I'm a driver too, and we got some people here, probably some drivers amongst you all. Anybody here ever shoot anybody on the freeway? Yeah. Come on, like the 405. Yeah, right. I'm the only one. Sure. Yeah. So I'm out driving the other day, and I'm in the slow lane, minding my own business, singing. This guy plows into me, shoves me up onto the shoulder there and comes running out of his car. Hey, buddy, banging on my window. You got insurance? I said, yeah, I got insurance. He goes, how do you get it, man? I sure like to get some. You know, an idiot. And I got insurance. I recently got a renewal notice in the mail. It's got Ed McMahon's picture on it. I opened it up. It says you may still be insured if you've appeared on Star Search within the last 90 days. And it doesn't work. They canceled me, and I was looking for some new insurance. They're making it a little easier to get it. They're providing it right out there on the highway. And so I was getting off the Arlington exit, off the 10, and got myself a new liability policy, and the agent threw in a bag of oranges. And he squeegeed off my windshield for me. I thought that was nice. And my folks into town, they're from back east, you know, and I'm out with my mom driving, and she's screaming, and I say, Mom, let me in the car. You know, I got to get this thing going. And my folks are kind of silly, you know. My dad's a nuclear engineer, and he calls me from New York, says, hey, Bill, it's 1 o'clock here. What time is it out there? You know, trying to get that happening. I don't know, maybe you start losing your perception of time as life goes on. You know, I'm a prop guy in the film business. Work with actors, give them objects. Actors, what a funny bunch, huh? Like Bill, they're always in classes. You know, do they ever get out? I'm not really sure. I don't think I could be an actor. I don't know if I could shoot guns with fake bullets. I'm not sure. But I spent, actors, you kind of got to nanny them, you know, make sure they don't, you know, misplace their props, so you got to show them how to use them. And I spent like 20 minutes with this actor, showing him how to operate this wallet last week. He had to pay for something, and these guys, you got to be on them every minute. I'm watching him doing the scene like 20 minutes later. He's like, I'd like to get $10 worth of unleaded, please. $10, eh? Oh, here's some, oh, jeez. Here's my wallet. Props. You know, needless to say, he was gone. He became an extra. And extras are real tough to deal with. The atmosphere people on films. I was working on this cop movie doing props, and 7 o'clock in the morning, I got like 12 guys from the Bowery out in the back of the prop truck, you know. Hey, buddy, I need a gun. Man, I'm a cop, you know. Hello there, young man. I'm a cop. I need my badge. I don't badge. These guys don't need props. They need therapy. Come on. Working all day for like $40, you know. You know, hey, I've been an extra. I think we're all extras in life, you know. And I'm feeling a little codependent lately. Anybody else? You know, gotta have, you know, depend on people a little too much. And I found a support group for it. And, you know, I'd make it to a meeting once if my ride would ever show up. And I need that ride. I need it. And so I went out and got a used Ford, and now I got a car I can't depend on, and that's going for me. I was dating I always find these addicts. I was dating a girl who's an alcoholic, and you know, she got me to go to some AA meetings with her, and maybe I'd learn something, and it was kind of interesting. I learned a lot about alcoholics, and it'd get real depressing, actually, at the end of the meeting, and she'd usually want to cut out and go drinking. Couldn't really commit to anything, and she wanted me to go to a support group for loved ones of the AA, and I didn't bother with that. I went to PA by myself for 3 weeks to straighten out. Pennsylvania. We got relatives there, and they're all incredible drug addicts for some reason. Anybody got one of these college loans? These college, I've been paying this thing off for like 11 years. You know, I didn't even go to school. You know, they won't leave you alone. Actually, I am a college grad. I got a business degree, and I use it. You know, it works real well as a serving tray, and I got that going for me. I just got back. I'm running late today. I was recycling my newspaper up in Oxnard. You know, they don't make it too easy to recycle. Got Danny DeVito's wife calling me on the phone all the time. Why can't you recycle? It's not that hard. It is hard. You know, you burn about 30 gallons worth of gas, trying to get this stuff over to the bin. But, you know, these jokes just in. Ran into this homeless guy at a 7-Eleven. That's never happened to me before. And the guy's wearing Reeboks, pumps, you know, and he asked me for some change. And I say, why don't you part your hair on the left? You know, and he shoots me with his spritzer, and there's a big mess there. And I don't think I could be homeless, frankly. You know, I don't do windows. And shopping carts, all the homeless people. I hate the homeless. You know, they get all the good shopping carts. I never seen a homeless guy cursing out his cart. It's usually his hands. You know, it's like, you know, look what you've done to me. You know, appreciate it. My name is Bill. Thanks.
Another big hand for Bill Small.
Okay,
And for
Bill
Bonnie
Small.
and for Johnny Roberts coming in.
Thank you. Bill Small doing a good job. And Bonnie, now we are all going to be seated here and just chew the fat just for a minute. Bonnie, you did a good job in selecting Bill coming down here tonight. I'm so glad you did. Bill's got a nice face about him. He's very amiable type of character. But he said one thing that impressed me. Well, a couple things that impressed me I wanted to mention before we get started. But here he said, worked all day and night for $40. God almighty, like that was nothing. I mean, things could be worse. You know, $40 a day is, I guess on some people's scale, pretty much muddy. But others, it's not bad. $40 a day is quite a lot of money.
American money.
You know, the worst, the
Monopoly
cheapest
money.
I ever worked, I worked for 15 cents an hour. Now, has anybody worked for less than that?
Which grape field was
Anybody
that,
out
John?
there work for less than 15 cents an hour? Bonnie, have you ever?
My mic doesn't work.
Oh, sure. Does.
Jim Baker makes about 8 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then you could
But
have
he's
bought a
got God on
house
his
for
side.
that, you know?
Well, boy, oh boy, if you can buy real estate now with our California real estate flattening out to the extent that you better hold on to it till it goes back up again, you know. But seriously, you know, $40 a day is really not all that bad depending. I mean, you could certainly exist on that if you had to, but what's life good for existing? We want to go
Right.
beyond that.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, I could appreciate that. Point is well taken.
Yes.
What with clothing costs and food.
The high cost of drugs alone is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just-
now that we've got you up here, I mean, do you have any points that you want to bring to our attention here that would be funny or something that's spectacular? I know Bonnie has two lovely kids, 14 and 9, and she thinks the world of them so much to the extent that she talks about the kids even more than herself.
No, that's hardly true. You know, I just, you know, I don't hardly do that.
Well, do you subscribe to the concept that if you got it, you got to flaunt it? You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. If you can find it, especially.
Well, wait a minute now. Just what exactly do you... Well, now, yes, of course. I better not go into that. But, you know, I do believe, I especially like women that are dressed up a lot. You know, when they say you flaunt it if you got it, I like that. You know, I like vests, and I like all the fancy things that women wear. Now, some guys don't. You know, they don't care. In fact, they're possessive and jealous to the extent that they want their women to be dressed in a humble sort of way. So no one even looks
Leather,
at it.
chains, that type of thing.
Yeah, well, that's all right. What do you feel about this, Bonnie? Do you think
Well,
that...
I feel that actually, John, it depends upon the individual, and I think you got to address the problem of the whole individual here.
Oh,
It's not just, you know, it's not just what one wears. We're speaking about the soul of an individual, and the reflection of this person is merely, you know, the accoutrement.
well, yeah, but this is an expression of your needs, your wants, your desires. I know that I had joined a dating club before I was married, and I was overweight at the time, Oh my God! Look what she's doing. Look at that body.
I know this
Smell
is
it all
just
up
now.
real good. I'm only kidding, but seriously, I see that you're getting turned on over here. What is this that's going on? Is this some kind of a chemistratic type of exchange?
I just, I wanted to give you the vest. The vest seemed to be an issue here. And
I like all women's clothes. I mean, there are guys that will sniff this and really get off on that. And not only that, this is just the beginning. This is just a vest. There are things that are even more personal. Now, what do you think of guys like that?
Well, John, don't you dress in women's clothes? Or is
No,
that...
I don't dress in women's clothes. That's one thing I don't. But I admire women who dress up.
Okay, where'd you get
I
the
love
shirt,
all that.
Right
John?
on, man.
Where'd you get the shirt?
This particular shirt? Well, I've had this shirt. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm rather plain casted tonight, a plain character.
Where'd
It's
you
not
get
my
it,
every
John?
wish and desire. Well, usually I rip off most of what I get. No, I'm only kidding. No, what do you mean where did I get this? I acquired a shirt over the years, but it's not who's wearing a shirt, it's how you wear it. Like,
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Just to address the needs of the whole individual as this person is presented, rather than addressing who the person is and where he's coming from.
How does this fit in with Pee Wee Herman, though, is my key question.
Well, Pee-wee, I like to call him P,
P.
because those of us who know him well,
Wee man.
used to always say, he used to always say, it's not what you wear, it's the way that you wear it.
Yeah.
that's right. That's the main